We got a special guest in the building right now. So if you don't mind, let the people know who you are and let the people know your affiliation with Tupac.
Hi everyone, how you doing? And how are you doing today, sir?
Doing great.
My name is Ethel Love. It's a pleasure meeting you all and being in y'all comforts today in your home. My name is Ethel Love, also known as Brenda in the notorious video with the legendary Tupac Shakur. Brenda got a baby. And I'm so honored for you all to have me here. And I would like to share some of my story with you all and where my background comes from being related in relationships and hanging out with Tupac or meeting Tupac and things like that. I want to come out forward so everyone to know that I'm not Lisa Ray. I know I've been in hiding for a long time. People have been looking for me. And I decided to come out and let everybody know I am the young lady, Brenda, that did the notorious video with Tupac Shakur. Ethel Love, a.k.a. you can call me Brenda. I don't mind it.
Happy to have you on the platform, man. So, out of curiosity, where you from?
I'm originally from Richmond, California. I grew up in the hood, the neighborhood. In my neighborhood, how it was, you can walk down the block knowing that you could get shot. But I love my neighborhood. I rep Richmond all day long. Richmond, California, the Bay Area that everybody loved, the Yay area. I had my two parents in the house. I grew up with my parents, my mother and father. My father was a preacher kid. I was a preacher. I'm a preacher kid. We couldn't have secular music inside the house, However, music was part of me, part of our lifestyle, because, in church, that's what you get, music and things like that. My mother, she was kind of terminally ill, growing up. So it was hard on me as a child, in my household as well, knowing that she's in and out the hospital. And, it's just, it's rough out there, in that areas and growing up in the inner city. And I could say I was middle class, but still in the hood. I didn't want for nothing. My parents provided for us pretty good, I would say. I have brothers, they older brothers, so they was always overprotective and overbearing, so they didn't want you to walk around the neighborhood any type of way. We lived next door to a park, so couldn't hang at the park too long. It was park hours. But like I said, I love Richmond. I rep Richmond all day long. That's my neighborhood.
Right. So, before you did Brenda's Got a Baby, did you know Tupac prior to that?
I knew of Tupac because he hung out with my brother. Him and my brother had a great relationship. My brother was into the arts as well, writing music, poetry, and things like that. So Tupac started coming around, doing music, walking around with his notebook, sitting, observing, and looking around. And I'm like, who is this new guy? Who is this guy? Is he just sitting here with this book? And my brother, well, that's Tupac. He's a new upcoming artist. He's gonna, he's gonna be an artist. Around them days, everybody was trying to be a rapper. You had kids in the street yard, in junior high school, battling, rapping against each other and stuff. So everybody was coming up being an upcoming rapper. Everybody walk around the neighborhood dancing and capping on each other, rapping. So Tupac was one of them people that's coming around doing those type of things. So, he was always sitting there quiet. So I knew him and knew of him, but he was more so my brother's friends.
So, when Tupac was hanging around your family and he was hanging around your brother, did you have any interactions with him personally?
Just cordial conversation. When you see somebody, hello, how you doing, Tupac? What you doing today? What you writing in that book? Just normal conversation. What you'll do as a neighborhood friend. Not nothing extra. Like, oh, Tupac, you doing this and that. No, I wasn't that type of person. But cordially, because he was a good friend of my brother, so I welcome him into my heart, into my, my home as well as my brother friend. That's how I looked at it.
So, Brenda's Got a Baby, how did you get the lead role for that video?
Well, I was chosen for the lead. Tupac already knew that he wanted me to do the video because, like I said, he was friends with my brothers and them, and they, hung around each other and did things with each other. My brothers and them traveled with him and things like that. So the story was told to me that when he read the article of Brenda, the story of Brenda, the article, he told my brother he was going to ask me to play in the video, and that one day your sister's going to be really famous off of what, you know, this song I'm writing. Because originally I don't believe that song was on the list to be on part of his album. He had changed and took one of the songs off and put another song in. I think it was Brenda Got a Baby, because he had already, you know, finished up his album supposedly. And I believe that was told to me, that he changed it up and said, I want to write this article. Look at this article, you guys. You know, I'm going to write a song about this. And I thought that was nice, you know, to change up, because he, you know, Trap. I like this song, Trap. And Tupac was coming around with his music, trying to enlighten what was going on in the hood. You know, things that you wasn't talking about. Everybody talked about, you know, dope dealing and getting a nice car. And, you know, he was thinking about really what's going on in the hood, the core of the hood, what people wasn't talking about. You're not talking about how the young man was trapped, and how us young men now still to this day still feel trapped and getting chose and looked at as you're a thug, you're a criminal. We can have them come walk down the block, because the neighborhood we came from, it was a drug neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So you would get picked on when you could have been a good student. Or like Tupac, he was quiet. He didn't really say nothing. He was just walking around with the kids. You would get picked on in the neighborhoods by the police, and it's still happening to this day. And that what made Tupac stand out when he did come to me and ask me about the video. Yeah, that what stood out, because I like what he was going with his music, because I know I heard Trap, and I heard him, and then Part-Time Mother, he was doing that song as well. You know, my brother would share that song with me as well. And Trapped, yeah.
How old was you when you did Brenda's Got a Baby?
I was 17. That was in 92. I was 17, January 92. I was 17 years old. I sure was, going on 18 in the next couple of months. Yep.
So you didn't have to audition for the video. Tupac already knew he wanted you to do it and everything.
Yes. Tupac knew that he wanted me to do the video already. He already knew plans of what, you know, he had cast in his mind and what idea he wanted to do. From what I know of, my brothers had shared with me. You know, he didn't personally come to me and say, well, I want to choose you and I'm doing this song. You know, he shared that with my brothers now, and they also shared it with me when it, you know, once everything, he passed away and all that type of stuff, they shared more in detail of, you know, he picked you for the song, and he knew that you would do a good part playing out the story he had. I was like, wow, that was interesting. I would have liked to know all that detail, you know, before you passed away. However, you know, it worked out the way it did by me finding out. And I'm honored, you know, I'm still honored and humbled.
So tell me about it, man. Brenda's Got a Baby, being on set. Just give me a detailed account of how it was on set, and you know, just tell me about it.
On set, I was the star. They treated me like a star. You know how you back in those days, you usually just read the magazines on how stars would act. Like, I need my water. I want to make sure I have cocktail and stuff like that. They rolled out the carpet for me, like I was just this mainstream actress. You know, a lot of people couldn't come towards me. They kept me in isolated areas so I could stay focused, because it wasn't no script. So they would come to me and tell me what they needed me, what part they needed me to act out, and what they was looking for me to pull out of me. You know, so that takes a lot to bring all of them different actions and reactions I was given inside that video out of me. So the set was really professional. It wasn't a lot of, you know, hood type of stuff. It was a very professional set, and they just rolled out the red carpet for me. It was really nice.
Got any stories from being on set?
Most of the Most of the time I was with the producers and the videograph people, um, doing my makeup, getting me ready for prepping me for the next set. You know, we had a little time we break and we had lunch and we all interact a little bit from there, but yet I was still a little exhausted because, like I said, certain scenes I was doing, I was pulling out my all. If you look at the video, I was pulling out some things that I didn't think was in me, you know. During the scene, having a baby, I had to go back to having a baby. I was a parent then. You know, I had a 14-month-old baby at home. So I knew when they said, act like you're having this baby on the floor, for real. I had to go back to think when I was in labor and having and trying to get that baby up out of me, and that pain had to come all back, resonated through my whole body again. So I look at that pose all the time. I had captured that pose before, and when I'm making that crucial pain, and I'm like, man, I was like really into this. I really had to come out of my body part to even present that in the film, you know. And I look at that still to this day. Even the scene where I'm arguing with my mother, going back and forth. Months later, I just not too long ago was arguing with my mother about my child. You know what I'm saying? It was like it was so much relationship and correlating with my life story that I was able to pull that out right then and there, you know. And so on the set, I wasn't really minding everybody around me, because you really, when you're in acting and you're trying to pull out things, especially when you don't have no script, no idea, and somebody's telling you what they want from you, and can you bring this out of you, and just giving you a little description, I'm trying to pull it out. Then I get tired. Then my brother come in my ear and be like, okay, you got this, and just pump me back up. And so I could go back into it. Because like I said, the video was mostly focused on me. It wasn't focused on Tupac. It was focused on the story and the message that he was trying to present to all, and to all that we see today. That's what the message was trying to present that day. So it wasn't no set where you was like, it's party, let's kick it, let's do all that. It was a really serious business that day.
So you didn't have any interactions with Tupac. I think Money B was on set, Mo Preem, and some other people as well, as far as Tupac friends and stuff go. But you didn't have no interactions with none of them?
Only the certain ones that had scenes with me, I had interaction with those ones. You know, when we all got ready and got started and the day started to begin, we shook hands, introduced each other to one another, and so be it like that. And after that, I went into straight actress mode and stayed in my zone until it was over.
How many days did it take to shoot that video?
That day, it took, I believe, 12 hours, so one day. How many days? It took one day. So 12 hours from sun up to sundown. So just about 12 hours. I could roughly remember. I know we left before sun came up. We was out. January, time changed. Yeah, I want to say it was like 5, 6 in the morning. We started getting ready, prepping, setting up set and everything. And by the time it was getting dark, sunset, we're around 6:30 now, 5:30, 5:45. Yeah, about 12.
Where did the video shoot take place as far as the city go?
We was in Oakland, California, down over in Oakland, near Lake Merritt and all them different good areas in Oakland, downtown.
Right. And before you did Brenda's Got a Baby, you actually had experience with acting, right?
Not so. Well, I would say yes. I am a young lady that comes from the arts, Richmond Performing Arts, East Bay Performing Arts Center, Jordan, which he's owned it now. I remember when Jordan first started off, when I started with the East Bay Performing Arts Center. I love the East Bay Performing Arts Center. That's just like my thing in Richmond. Jordan started off in 3rd grade, coming to our elementary school, promoting, coming to the performing arts. So I was one of the kids that went to the performing arts. Mind you, I was a preacher kid, so we couldn't have secular anything in the house. I was sneaking to go to the Performing Arts Center. Who sneaks to go to the Performing Arts Center? So I'm sneaking to go to the Performing Arts Center as my youth. So I did a lot of things with the community. We had Juneteenth. You know, a lot of y'all just start recognizing Juneteenth. I've been doing Juneteenth since 1980 something. And we would do parades for Juneteenth, Cinco de Mayo, other community things. We'll give community plays inside the Performing Arts Center. I did a video as well with the Performing Arts Center called Stop Before You Drop, where a group of us did a video scene about non-smoking and things like that. So, yes, I did a couple of things, but not no acting as serious as I did with the Tupac video. It's just little minor things growing up as a teen.
Right. Going back to the video shoot, out of curiosity, some of the people that was with Tupac, you know how you got the scene where he's like walking and you got a whole lot of people in the background?
Yes.
What happened to some of them people, if you don't mind me asking?
Let me see. Some of them people are alive still. Some are in jail, and some are dead. One of my cousins, he's alive. That was my cousin, and then my god brother Mimian, he was there. A couple other people, I can't remember their names all the way. You know, I believe one or two passed away. Probably another one in jail. I think Money B was in there. I haven't seen or heard Money B. I think he was in part of the background walk as well. But most of the other ones, I couldn't say most of, but most of them was like some of our neighborhood friends that was in the video.
Did you know Tupac was going to be as big as he was after he did Brenda's Got a Baby? Did you know his career was going to take off like the way it did?
I didn't think it was going to take off so fast, but I thought he was going to be, successful, but I didn't think it was going to go so fast. Everything went so fast, even when I did the video. Friends of mine, you know, they act like they didn't know me. You know, we grew up from way back, even some of the people that was in the video started acting like they didn't know, because, you know, Juice was coming out as well, you know, around that time. So Juice came out, I think, at the end of that month, the 20th or something like that, January as well, 91, 92. I can't remember exactly, but Juice had not too long ago was coming out as well, as when Brenda came out. So it was like crazy. It was crazy. So we didn't know it was gonna go that fast, because Juice, he did so good in Juice. Man, he did really good in Juice. So then I think Brenda came out, and then Juice came right behind Brenda video, from what I remember, and it was crazy. I couldn't go outside. I couldn't walk the hallways at school anymore. And I'm like, you can't do me like that. We went to elementary together. How you acting like that? So, you know, everybody, Tupac was sitting with you too. Why are you acting? Because it just went so fast on us all. Because we was just like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we was just walking in the neighborhood together, just chilling. You know what I'm saying? How they was just hanging around at the park, hanging in the front yard, you know, laughing, kicking it and all that type of stuff. And next thing you know, this man is gone. Took off. It's like mad crazy. You know, he's everywhere. All on TV, all on the screen, all back then. Everywhere. You're like, damn. You didn't even think that, because it takes a while sometimes, you know, you'll see success. His success went really fast. It was mind-blowing. It's still mind-blowing.
So a lot of people was recognizing you after you did that video.
Yes. A lot of people recognized me. Like I said, I wasn't able to walk outside knowing we grew up across the street with each other. I'm like, what? Really? You know, I had a baby. I had a young child, and that was making her nervous. You know, she was a baby, 2 years, going on 2 years old. So I was like, I'm not going outside. I'm not going outside today. Like, you tripping. No, it just feels weird for people that's your friends to treat you different. You know, it feels weird. And after a while, it died down a little bit, so it was back to normal to me. So.
How does it feel to know that you acted out some of Tupac's words in such an iconic video and song?
I'm still a little humble from it, you know, and sometimes I'm like, wow, I can't believe that this video is still so iconic. So, what word I'm looking for? It still exists, you know what I'm saying? That problem where people is hiding what's going on in the hood, in the neighborhood, is so out there that young people are having children and they teen moms, and it's quiet, you know, and they don't know what to do. You know, it could have been a family member. It could have been somebody that raped them, and they teens, and they don't want to talk about it, and it might get in the local paper or something, but they just brush it underneath the rug, like he said. And I'm just glad that it's still relevant during this time, and it feels, like I said, I'm honored. You know what I'm saying? I'm honored to even be in the position to be able to present Tupac words in an actress way, to make everybody feel it. I'm humbled. I'm really humbled and honored to be part of that history.
How was it like working with Allen Hughes?
Allen was good. I like working with Allen. The whole production team, like I said, it was really good. I had to really think about that the other day, and Allen, he would come and he the one who would direct me and tell me what he would want me to do and what he wanted me to push out, and share with me what he was looking for me to do in each scene. And like I said, if I didn't get it or if I half pushed it out, then my brother would come and, you know, try to calm me down and build me my confidence back up and say, you got it, you know, go do it one more take, you know. And I did like 2 or 3 takes of each one I done. Allen said I did a great job. He's like, wow, you just pushed that out like, no, we done with that set. I was like, oh, you don't want me to do it again? He said, no, that last one was like, really was it. I was like, okay, good, because I'm tired, you know. Cause like I said, it was exhausting to pull out all of that energy to make the camera believe and make the audience believe I was actually going through these things right then and there, you know. Allen was a great director.
And everything went smooth on set. No drama, just everything
no
went smooth.
No drama. Everything was nice. It was, like I said, it was like a red carpet. Like I was a high standard celebrity already, you know. They treat me like royalty that day. And all the guys and all the extras that was there, they acted accordingly. It wasn't no craziness. Now, we were in Oakland, California. Oakland police are not going to be playing with you either, so you don't want to act ugly. And the city of Oakland is not to have you coming out here acting stupid either back in them days, you know. That was when crack epidemic down that way, you know. Am I saying the word right? The crack, what word I want to say? Crack was really big around that day. A lot of people were selling crack, and you know, they not going for that in Oakland. So it wasn't rowdiness. You know, we were doing a serious video. It wasn't no playing. It wasn't no dancers and all that type of video. It was something really serious and positive. So it was a positive vibe that whole 12 hours.
How was Tupac on set? Any stories of Tupac on set or no?
Like I said, I would see Tupac in the midst of it, you know, walking past me. Getting ready to do his set, put his makeup on real quick, and he was ready to go do his set. He was doing his set while I probably was still inside doing my set. Like I said, the set was very professional. It wasn't no hang out, you know, sit and watch her do her part while I wait to do my part. No, he was doing his. I could see him out the window and the whole gang walking, doing their set while I'm getting my makeup put on and get ready to go do my other set.
Did you stay in contact with Tupac after you did Brenda's Got a Baby?
I spoke with Tupac probably a couple of times after the Brenda's Got a Baby video, associated with, you know, my brother still, you know, because him and my brother was pretty close. So we'll probably have to go past his house because we was out on the run, so he wanted to go by and see him, see how he was doing, so be it, anything like that, or they was getting ready to meet up or something like that. Other than that, he didn't come too much to the neighborhood no more after we did that video. And, you know, like I said, he happened to do Jews by then, and he was out starting promote his album because, you know, he was doing singles. So promoting his album, and I know my brother still was hanging out with him. They was going to do their things together. Other than that, I stayed a parent. I had my children to look after because I ended up being pregnant a couple of months after that with my second child. So I was pregnant again, and I had another child, so I was focused on being a mother because that's the choice I chose to do and have been doing for the last couple of years. is making sure that my kids was raised with morals and integrity and become the best young ladies that they can be from a teen mom, because everybody think when you're a teen mom, your kids is all messed up and they on doing this and doing that. So I wanted to stay focused and make sure that my kids was raised appropriately with their mom and their dad in their faces all the time till we couldn't make them breathe anymore, and then give them all the love they can have. End up getting married to their father and stay focused on, just raising my kids and making sure that they had their teen mom there, because I was a true teen mom. Like I said, I had 2 kids by the time 93 got here. So that was my focus.
If you don't mind me asking, what is your brother name?
His name is Papa Doc. They would call him Papa Doc.
And what was the relationship between him and Tupac? Like, what was their relationship like? Because, you kept saying...
They just good friends. They was good friends, That's how I looked at it, because my god brother, he was his road manager, man. So they was just all good friends. So, when guys are friends and they have their little clique and stuff, you don't too much let the girls in unless you're a girl that's going to be that round-the-way girl. I wasn't that round-the-way girl. I was just association with friends, with my brother's friends. I don't bother with their friends, and they didn't bother with my friends. We just kept a respect like that. Some brothers and sisters, they interact, relationships with friends and friends like that. We didn't grow up doing that. We had a code, an ethic code that your friends is over here, and my friends is over here. And you don't go mess with my friends because, that could start some other stuff up. So we always kept it, like that, a bond between our brothers and sisterhood like that.
Yeah, Man. So you was cool with Man.
That's my brother.
Okay, yeah.
Well, that's my god brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so okay. I call him my brother. I don't say god brother because he's my brother to me, because he's not my same mom and dad like that. He's not. We don't have the same parents, but he was around us so much like that. And my mom and his mom and his grandmom, they was all really close. So we call each other relative. He's really my god brother, but I always say my brother, my big brother.
Okay. I had no idea that you was that close with Man.
Yeah, that's my brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just learned something new, man. I didn't know that. Okay.
Brother.
Outside of you doing Brenda's Got a Baby, have you ever done any other videos?
The only video I said I done before was the video when I was a teen. I did Stop Before You Drop video. That was a PBS message of Stop Smoking. PBS with the East Bay Performing Arts Center. Yeah, that's the only video. I want to say I did a audition video. The East Bay Performing Arts Center did an audition for who was it? MC Hammer. I think an MC Hammer video for dancing for the community. The girls, we all got together and auditioned to do a video for MC Hammer. I don't know if we got picked or not. I can't recall. But Tupac is the acting video that I have done. Other ones was dancing when I was in the youth center, doing things like that.
How often do you watch Brenda's Got a Baby and reminisce?
How often do I reminisce over the video? I say I watch it probably about 3 times a year. Probably 3 times a year, and sometimes probably more than that, because I like to share with my grandkids. I have grandkids now, so I try to show my oldest grandchild, or either with the young kids I work with now. I try to show them that Miss Love was on TV and talk with the kids and dance with them and things like that. So about 3 times a year.
Besides you doing Brenda's Got a Baby, was you a fan of Tupac music?
Yes, I was a fan of Tupac music. I like Tupac music. His music, I love to. I still listen to Tupac music. I have to listen to Tupac music because they encourage me. He always talk about encouraging yourself, and I have to go back to remind myself where that good music is at, because when I turn on the radio, I cannot get that music. I can't get that feeling out the music, of some of the music today. So I put my CD on or put my playlist on and put on my Tupac music and get back in the flow like I'm riding on the San Francisco Bridge and get riding and Cali Love and just get moving off some good grooving with Tupac. Tupac got some good old classic music to groove off of. Still to this day, I rock Tupac.
Do you relate to that story, selling drugs and being a prostitute and stuff like that, and you know, her getting into it with her mom and her dealing with the personal issues with her family and her doing all these things to make money? Do you have, like, can you relate to that in any kind of way or no?
Yes, I can relate to the drug dealing. I can relate to the fighting with your mom. I can relate on some levels with similar to my life. You know, like I said, I was a teen mom, so I can relate to arguing with my mom about, you know, my child and would you watch her or not? Can I go somewhere? But that's not my mom's responsibility. Her responsibility was on me. My responsibility was my child. So, like I said, in one of them things I remember not too long ago arguing with my mom and telling her she was tripping and, you know, let me go out for a little bit. Daddy said he was gonna watch the baby, you know. But she's like, no, I'm the baby gonna end up coming with me. You shouldn't have went nowhere. This is your child. You decide to have it. Yes. Drug dealing, yes, that was all in my neighborhood. My kid's father was selling drugs, so I was partaking in helping selling drugs as well, you know, with my kids, knowing I shouldn't have been doing that. However, that was the way of living them days, you know. Crack was out there. Not selling and prostituting my body, but I knew people that was doing that. Teen pregnancy is a big thing, you know, especially back in them days. A lot of my friends was teen moms. The dope dealers pulling up with the beat in their car at the high schools, and the girls going to run out there to show their fancy pants and get with the D-boy and stuff and end up getting pregnant, you know, and you 13, 14, he 20, 21 years old. I highly relate to that. And it's a lot of that stuff still going on to this day, where kids is looking at the cars and they looking at what kind of car the guy is driving, and he end up being a dope dealer, and they young teenage girls missing out on school and ending up pregnant, and just a product of their environment. So I relate to it a lot. You know, I coordinate with it, my life as well. Like I said, my kid's father sold drugs. You know, I sold drugs with him. We had to make ways to have money in the house. I didn't sell off my body, though. It got me a job. So I get to sell your body. But, yeah, some people do that. You know, it's not really to sell their body. They go out and the guy giving them enough money, that's enough money there, so I'm going to have sex with you. So that's another way of selling your body when you're not thinking you're selling your body. So it hurts me a lot still because, you know, like I said, I was a teen mom. And they bash teen moms so bad. And we all need support. I don't care how old you are having a kid. It's hard having a kid. I don't care if you're 12 to 32. If you're a single parent and you're trying to have this child, you can have both parents in the house. And it's still hard because that one parent could be ill like my mom was. It's hard on that kid. It's hard on that other parent. It's hard, period, of people having kids. I just think that we should embrace one another as a community and help raise these kids because the children are our future. I believe that's still from back then till today, that the children are our future, and you shouldn't label people because of what circumstances and environments they put themselves in. They have no other type of resources. Because like I said, Tupac, he was trying to let people know what the neighborhoods was going on, and they wanted to shut him up of that. We have stuff. I love the new generation. I'm so sorry for jumping. I love the new generation because now they can videotape and show you what's going on in these neighborhoods. So that's why we have all these murders right now that's being shown now. But Tupac was trying to tell us back then that what was going on, and they kept trying to quiet him down with his music and his liberalness to share and let everybody wake up. Come on, America. Everybody's out here having kids and struggling. You know what I'm saying? Wake up, America. People don't know what to do of hiding they pregnancy when they teenage. They embarrassed to say, Uncle John touched me. You know, are they scared to come to their parents saying, I have a period now. You know what I'm saying? They thinking it's embarrassing. Because some parents be like, get out my face. Because they have their own issues they still dealing with as they believe they was children that was abandoned as well. So it's a lot. It's a lot. I try not to go too deep in thought, but I can relate to that son. The more I get older, the more it touched my heart that I want to share with everyone. And also let you know I was a teen mom, and I know how hard it was, and I believe I'm still a success with my 3 kids, because that's the route I chose. When I chose them, I chose to make sure I raised them the best of my ability and my knowledge, and make sure that they were representative young ladies out there, and gave them my focus, all of my focus, every core of me I can give my kids. That's what I chose to do. And other kids that comes around me, because I do not push no one away. I don't care how old you are. If you feel like you was abandoned and not loved by anyone, guess who door you could come knock on? Miss Love, Mama Love. Come knock on my door. You come sit right here. You need something to eat? You need a hug? Whatever you need, come on in this door, and I'm going to give it to you now. I want you to go back out this door. You know, act like nobody don't love you. Now, you can't say that no more. You can't say I wasn't loved, or my mama was a teen, or my daddy did this. No, you knocked on Miss Love door. I gave you all the love you needed to build yourself back up to go back out there. And when you didn't feel love no more, what number I told you to call? What door I told you to come knock at? So I relate very much so. Now, like I said, I dedicated that to give to my kids, and still try to give it to people to this day. Because that's how much I relate to that video in my life cycle, and how everyone told me when I was a teen, oh, you a teen? Oh, you're not going to finish high school. I made sure I finished high school, and I'm pregnant twice. Walking across the stage pregnant. You're not going to raise that baby. Y'all not going to be together. No, I made sure. Them kids is going to be just like you. You having a teen, you going to have, I made sure I talked to all the teens that come around me to wait. And I still tell you to wait. Because you never prepared to have a child. You never prepared to have another mouth to feed. Never.
How did Brenda's Got a Baby impact your career?
I would say that my career, it made me stand to be more presentable how I want to represent myself, I would say. Like I said, I'm a master cosmetologist. You know, I'm also a mentor, and I still try to mentor others. So my career path of being Brenda is just heightens where people could look at me and know that I'm serious in the love I have when I'm mentoring them. They know that I'm honest of doing so. You know, I'm trying to represent the person that I truly am to stand for. You know, people ask, "Who are you? Who are you? Whose are you?" And I am who I am. I say I am. You know, some people will say, "No, that's not her." Many people you talk to them about me, they'll let you know. Love always encouraged me. Love always was there to try to help, be there for me. She always lifted me up, you know, and I try to stand and make sure I do that to people. My career as an actress, I didn't pursue that as much. Once, you know, I did the video, like I said, I decided to have, want to be a mother, and I believe that was more profitable for me than pursuing my career as an actress. Now, in my lifetime, I pursued a little bit the arts because I missed the arts. So I have a young man named John West. He was doing a couple of video shoots, and he asked me to be part of his team. So I was going down to do a couple of his movies that he scripts that he came up with, and I did a couple of screenshots with him of doing so. But I don't think I just like to act like that. Like I said, I like the arts of it. been in the arts and the characters and things like that. However, that's not what my career base is. My career base is more so of being a mentor and encouraging people and making sure that their life skills is part of their characteristics, you know.
When was the last time you seen Tupac?
I can't put a definite mark on that. I know it was still in the parts of the early 90s. Just before he made his second album. So I know more so in the beginning of the first album. I spoke with him a couple of times after the video. And after that, like I said, Tupac took off. It was like a jet. You know, you didn't think it was going to go that fast. You know, you don't realize that you was around greatness like that, you know, until it's gone, to tell you the truth. Like I said, you knew that he had something because it was something different that we wasn't getting in the hip hop era. You know, he opened up more doors in the hip hop era, the way I look at it now. And you didn't know that growing up, you know. So, yeah, he took off so fast. I didn't hear much more with Tupac, but my brothers and them, they all kept in communication with him.
Do you remember where you were when you heard the news that Tupac got shot in Vegas?
Do I remember where I was? Yes, I do. I remember where I was. I was at home watching the boxing match as well. Mike Tyson was about to get ready to fight, and Tupac music was playing in the background. I remember that night very well because I'm a fan of Mike Tyson. I love to watch him fight. So then I was really proud of Tupac, and Mike Tyson had one of his songs playing in the background while he was coming out and stuff. I was like, that's my people. You know, I was like really psyched about it. So yeah, I remember where I was at home watching the fight. And then you hear the news at the end, you know, what took place and what was going on. I was like, dang, that's crazy. And I thought he would survive. I really did, because Tupac been shot a couple of times. I kept going, he gonna make it through. He ain't dead, he didn't die. He didn't die, he's not dead, you guys, so he gonna make it. He made it before. So, yeah.
Do you remember where you were, and do you remember your reaction when you heard the news that Tupac passed away?
Do I remember where I was when Tupac passed away and my reaction? I don't recall where I was that day. However, my reaction was I was really sad and hurt because I thought Tupac would make it again because he had been shot 2 times already and survived. So I really told and convinced myself that he's gonna survive. Tupac, he's strong. He's determined. You know, he's gonna make it. You know, and when he did not make it, it saddened me very much so to know that he did not make it, and to reminisce about the things that he would say about how he, you know, wasn't gonna be here long and things like that. How it add up, and with his time, and I had to let it go because he foretold already what was going to happen. He spoke into existence that he knew he wasn't going to be here long. And I met many people like that before, and you have to listen to what the Spirit is saying and understand that a person is here for a time and a period. You have to let them go. They made their mark like they supposed to make their mark, because everybody have a purpose to make their mark here on earth, and you have to know who you are to do so. And Tupac knew who he was to do so, and no one could not deter him from that, because he knew what his will was to do here, and he done it.